How you guys doing? This is Jason with Tuna Tech, and today we're going to flip out. Okay, so you're wondering, what am I talking about? Here in the US where I live, there's very few options for folding and or flip phones. Samsung holds the market here in the US, and the other company, Motorola, has released a few of its updated Razrs. For those of you who are a little more of age, might remember the original Razr that started the flip craze back in the day. These are kind of those were the newer Razr flips that they made were kind of a take on that with some new technology. But today, I want to introduce their newest entry into the US. This is the Razr Plus. Now, in other parts of the world, this is the Moto Razr 40 Ultra, but I believe they're mainly the same phone design-wise, maybe some small internal changes. But either way, this is the AT&T version. I did pay outright for this, but they do have a deal, at least they did have a deal. You could pre-order this for $5 a month, again, for 36 months, but this cuts the phone to like 180 bucks. So retails $1,000. So this is their updated Razr flip phone, and it's supposed to have some pretty updated specs compared to the last few, namely the front cover when it's closed in the clamshell. But just around the box here, you get the Motorola branding, you got some Motorola stickers, includes a USB Type-C cable, guides, and a SIM tool, so it's going to be a pretty boring, I guess you could say, unboxing. There isn't much to it. Plastic-free packaging, and that's about it. And on the bottom, it just goes through your IMEI numbers and so on and so forth. So before we jump into this, this is running Android 13 with 8 gigabytes of LPDDR5 memory and 256 gigabytes of RAM. It's running a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, so it's what, 7-month-old processor, but unlike the 8 Gen 1, the 8 Plus Gen 1 really helped with efficiency, and it did do better on battery life, so that should help this out a little bit. It's got a side fingerprint reader and does have face unlock. The battery is 3800 milliamps, which does not sound big, but you gotta remember this is a clamshell phone and it folds. It does 30 watt wired charging and 5 watt wireless charging. Their 30 watt charging is called turbo power, but 30 watts to me doesn't seem like turbo, but it is fast nonetheless. For the displays, they have a main display, which is 6.9 inch full HD plus POLED display. That's about 413 ppi. It's 2640 by 1080. The external display, or when you have it closed on the outside, it's a 3.6 inch POLED display. That's about 413 ppi. Like I said, this is AMOLED, HDR10 plus, 10-bit, 1400 nits of brightness max. And then the external display, when it's closed, is again HDR10 plus, 10-bit, 144 hertz refresh rate. The inside, when it's unfolded, is 165 hertz refresh rate. So pretty good specs on the display. It's got Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on both front and rear. It's got a USB 2.0 Type-C port on the bottom. It's IP52 water repellent, so it's not waterproof, but it's water repellent for your typical rain splash here and there. Comes in 3 colors: Infinite Black, Glacier Blue, and Viva Magenta. The Viva Magenta, I believe, is only available on their website or at T-Mobile for obvious reasons. The AT&T only offered the black version at this time. For your cameras, you got a 12 megapixel main camera, a 13 megapixel ultra wide with macro, and it's got a 108 degree field of view. And on the front camera, it's a 32 megapixel main camera. You got stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos, and it does feature Snapdragon sound and Bluetooth 5.3. Now that I've bored you to death, if you're still watching, which I hope you are, we're gonna open this thing up and we're just gonna see what it's all about. I'm kind of excited about this. I will give you my personal opinion. So I do have the Fold 4, which opens up like a book. It has a tablet, it's a larger screen on the inside. And I did have the Flip 4, which opens like this as a clamshell. My concern previously was with the Fold 4, you have a big screen on the front. So you don't always have to open it to use it, which potentially could save longevity of the internal screen, because anything that folds, especially a screen, won't last forever. With the Flip, at least previous iterations, you had to constantly open it or just ignore it to really do a lot on the screens. Now, this is supposed to change all that with this bigger screen. Now, they've not shied away from this. Their previous versions had big screens too, but this one seems to take it to another level. So without further ado, here we go. So opening it right away, it says, please do not remove the attached internal screen protector or use third-party screen protectors on the internal screen. Doing so will void the device warranty. So again, if you guys remember when Samsung first released the Fold 1, people were peeling off the screen protectors, which was actually integral to the phone, and they didn't outright say that. So a lot of YouTubers who got it, and people who purchased it while they were guinea pigs, and I had one too, I didn't peel the screen protector off, but I usually don't when they're coming included. So I'm gonna put this off to the side and see what else is in here. We kind of already talked about it, but just to make sure we don't have anything spectacular in here, we've got plank, right? No, just cardboard, and then your charging cable, which is Type C to Type C, and some documentation from AT&T. So to me, nothing too exciting, I guess. Oh, SIM ejection tool as well. So unfortunately, I thought was kind of hopeful that they would include a charging brick with this. You know, when these phones get more expensive, you think they would offer a little more. But hey, a phone's a phone. That's the world we live in today. So we'll peel this off. Oh, that ripped. And there she is. So get this sticker off here. So as you can see, I'll flip it towards me. This is the screen on the front. It even wraps around your dual cameras, your 12 and 13 megapixel camera. And then this is the back. And then when you open it up, that's the screen inside. And then to close it, it folds completely shut. Only thing I noticed, and I don't know if you guys how often you do this, but so you kind of see how the hinge works, how far you can kind of open it. So it looks like you can kind of hold it at any angle, which is nice. I'm gonna power, well, before we power it up, when you pre-order this, they had some options for cases that were anywhere from $50 plus. To me, a case that's 50 bucks better be made of gold. So as usual, I'm looking around for just a basic cheap case that I can use to keep the outside scratch resistant. I don't need super protection. And I found this fashion case on Amazon. It's for the Moto Razr 40 Ultra, but I'm hopeful that it'll fix this or fit this. It's black, just like the device itself. The back of this is kind of like a matte black, but it's nothing too extravagant or exciting. So I'm hoping with this simple case here, it will go on and we can protect it. And like I expected, it's two pieces of really cheap hard plastic, but nonetheless should suffice for protection. And there's the bottom part that fits. And then we'll see the top part, and the top part fits. So there's your protection. You see how it closes. So I'm gonna turn it on with the case closed here. And you see how it comes on, and you see the little powered by Android and a Motorola symbol. I just wanted to see if it would show something around the entire screen there. I know it's all black, it's hard to see now, but just to kind of see. And there you go. You can see how it kind of goes all the way around there. That's pretty interesting. And you can't hear it's turned down, but it had the AT&T sound and the Motorola startup. So let's see, still starting up. But like I said, this is the Razr Plus. This is a 2023 flip phone that's competing with the upcoming Flip 5. And so far, from the renders that I've seen, and the information I've received on the Samsung Flip 5, is that it will have better internals, processor-wise. Maybe more memory, maybe battery. But it's got maybe a smaller front screen. So you got to take it. The 8 Gen 2 is a more efficient processor, and probably obviously 10, 15, 20% faster. But this is still a phone that you may be interested in. So obviously, when keeping it closed, it's not going to do anything. So this is where we start. As you can see how tall this is. Let me get another phone for reference. This is the Honor Magic 5. So you can see how it's a little bit taller. A little bit thinner, so it's at 21:9 aspect ratio, I believe, so it's pretty tall and thin, kind of like your Samsung or your Sony devices. But this has been a quick unboxing and quick look at the Motorola Razr Plus for AT&T. You can purchase it from AT&T. I think it's around $9.99, or you can finance it through your local provider, the T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. You can also get it from AT&T's website in other colors. But this is what we'll be playing with for a while. I'll put my main SIM in here and daily drive this and see how it goes. Either way, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and we'll catch you next time.